and welcome to Flair Pilates. Let's get started today with this great short class, just designed to get those feet moving and feel a little bit more stronger and looser because we spend all day on our feet and it's nice just to have something to do to release them. All right, but we're going to start with a nice full body warm up. So if we plant our feet on the mat, standing up nice and tall, open across the chest, nice big breath in, and then on the exhale we're going to roll down. You're going to bend your knees, let the arms hang heavy. We're going to curl all the way to the floor. Nice big breath in when we get there. And exercise, you're going to roll up. Exhale, we roll up, I should say. Big breath at the top. And exhale, we roll down, bending those knees. Curving the back, feel that nice stretch. Breathe in at the floor. Exhale, tummy to spine to support the lower back. And last one, chin to chest. Rolling down. And rolling up. All the way up, arms out to the side. And let's go for a nice side bend. Pulling ourselves back up through center. With these side bends, let's aim to keep our weight centered over both feet. Enjoying the nice side bend feeling, the big stretch out of our side body. After we've done a few, you can notice that it starts to loosen up a bit. You start to build the body warmth from within. Reaching just that little bit further each time. And we'll do one more to each side. Keeping the shoulders down away from the ears, of course. And we'll come back up through center. We're going to bend the knees and turn the palms to face the ceiling. Keep those heels on the floor. Gentle double twist, and what we want to do is try and keep the pelvis pointing square towards the front. Double exhale, inhale back through center. Double exhale, inhale back through center. That sort of thing. And we'll do one more to each side. So even though this is just a short workout for our feet and ankles, it is nice to do a warm up for the entire body, just so we get those juices going. Give the shoulders a little bit of a roll. Okay, so I'm just going to place my hands on my hips, but if you want to make the workout a little bit more challenging, please hold some weights in your hands or something like that. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to leave my body just as I am, placing the feet parallel. We're going to lift the kneecaps, make sure the quads are nice and strong, carry the body weight forward just a little bit till we've got the weight in the balls of our feet, and then we're going to rise straight up. So nice and easy, we're going as high as we can, keeping the kneecaps lifted and the quads on. We're going to lower down and lightly touch those heels. We're going to rise up and lower down, lightly touching the heels. Rising up and lower. So the first part of the class, we're just going to focus on that movement of the ankles. If you've got a mirror handy, you could just place it down where you can see your feet. We want the ankles to stay nice and neutral. We don't want any of this wobbling feeling. So let's go as neutral as we can. If you lose your balance, that's all right. You just go straight back in. Keeping the weight forward. You want to keep that core nice and strong. Strong core is obviously going to help with your balance. Of course, you can hold on to a chair or something like that if you need to. And what we really want to do, a mirror is really, really great feedback. So if you've got one, you can use it because we just want to keep those ankles going nice and straight up and down as best as we can. All right, we're going to go only halfway down this time. So we start in the highest position. We lower the heels just halfway. If you wobble a bit, that's okay. We've got something to work on. And then we rise all the way up. So keep the core nice and strong. We come halfway down and we rise up. Halfway down and rise up. So a lot harder to control balance-wise. So if you've got something you need to hold on to, please do that so we can focus on our ankles and not just worry about falling over all the time. Halfway down and up, doing the best we can to keep those ankles neutral. Halfway down on the inhale, all the way up on the exhale. Halfway down and all the way up. Woo, nearly lost it. 2 more times. And last one. And then we'll lower our heels down nice and carefully. Let's bend the knees, give our ankles a little bit of a shake. Nice. We're just going to work in a small turnout. So we're not going to overturn out those feet. Pick something that you can hold reasonably easily. You're going to think about wrapping your glutes around to the back, tucking your sit bones and your tailbone right underneath. We want to stay open across the chest. This time I'm going to go with the arms outstretched so I can send energy through those fingers. A little bit of a squeeze between those shoulder blades. All right, so we're going to concentrate on keeping the turnout of our feet as we rise up, turnout of our hips, I should say, and then lower down those heels. So yes, we are turning out our ankles, but we are also controlling it from the tops of our legs. So our glutes are involved in this one. Keep tucking the tailbone under as we rise up and lower down. Think about pushing the center of the top of your foot over the top of your toes. So we get the highest arch that we can in those feet. So we're just building up the mobility in our toes and our metatarsals. Ooh, building up the strength in our calf muscles, of course. Our glutes are switched on. Lots of stuff going on. Core is really important, so trying to knit those ribs together. Energy through those fingertips. It's no longer just about our feet, is it? It's about our whole body. And rising up and lower down. Rising up, lower down. Just 3 more times. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we're going to take our feet a little bit closer together. Probably we might start with the heels lifted. I think it's going to help us get set up. So it looks a bit weird, but you want the heels to be touching, and then you want to be able to get your knees mostly straight, like so. So the heels need to stay together as much as they can, and the insides of the legs are obviously touching. So you're really tucking your butt under here. It's quite hard to control in this position. Arms outstretched again. You can use weights if you want to. We're going to keep those heels squeezing together as we bend the knees, and then keep rotating those hips and tucking that tailbone under as we zip up the inner thighs. So inhale, we're going to slide our backs down an imaginary wall, and then suck it all back in. Down we go. And by suck it in, I mean zip up the inner thighs. I don't mean with the body, of course. Inhale, we slide down and zip up those legs. Keep the tailbone tucked under. Strong arms, strong shoulder blades. Keep squeezing those heels. Okay, just 2 more times. And then we're going to do a few pulses before coming down onto the floor. All right, here we go. So we're halfway, nice and strong. We're going to do little baby pulses here, still squeezing those heels. Press the knees back, keep the hips rotated. Nice and strong with the upper body. Not too many to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way up. Unswivel and down. Nice work. Roll those shoulders back. Give your legs a bit of a shake. And we're going to turn side on. And we're going to take the feet still roughly about hip width apart. Okay, so we're going to come down to the floor. So I think the best way is if we just pop our hands a little bit further forward on the mat and allow our heels to just naturally lift off the mat. So what we're going to do is rise up onto our toes as high as we can. So it's a really weird feeling for those toes if that's not what you're used to. And then you're just going to gently release those heels back down towards the mat. Okay, so we're going to try that again. Lift the heels and press the tops of the feet forward over the toes. Very weird feeling. And release. Nice. Let's lift those heels. Press the tops of the feet forward. And release. Nice. Let's try not to hold any unnecessary tension in our shoulders, in our neck, in our jaw. Breathing steadily through this. It doesn't have to be an inhale or an exhale on any particular movement. Just keep that breath going. Noticing all the things you feel in your feet. Do you feel it mostly in your toe joints? Do you feel it in the arches of your feet? If you feel any really terrible unpleasantness, obviously, just take it a little bit easy, back off a little. This is just meant to make our feet feel a little bit looser, a bit more stronger. Assist with any minor pain you might be feeling. All right, one more time. Good, and now we're just going to carefully tuck one foot under. So if you need to, give yourself a little bit of help there. So now we're going to stretch the front part of our foot, so it does feel a little bit weird. You can play around with it. You can bring your foot forward, or you can send your foot a little bit further back. So find something that you think you can work with here, and we're just going to do some gentle rocking back and forth. Nice, so maybe move your foot forward if you think you can handle it. Take it back if it's too much. It's a very small movement, but you should feel a pretty good stretch right down here, down into your toes. If you get any foot cramps though, back off a little. All right, one or two more. And we'll do the same to the other foot. So give yourself a little bit of help as you place your foot back onto the mat. It's just a little bit less awkward that way, isn't it? Okay, when we're ready, we can just start the gentle rocking back and forth. See how it feels, how different it is. Maybe move it forward, move it back, whatever you think you can handle on this side. Nice. Hopefully any unpleasant pain has started to slip away by now, any tightness. Couple more. Nice. All right, rescue your foot from under there and just carefully take a seat on the mat. So the next part of the class, we're going to use a stretch band. And if you don't have one, it's probably worth getting one because this part of the class is really great if you've got quite sore feet and you want to kind of release them a bit. So grab your stretch band. Otherwise, you can watch the class and repeat and just do what we just did if you don't have one. But let's place the band over your foot like so. You can have your other foot out beside it if you want that challenge of sitting up nice and tall, or you can just bend your other leg in, whatever works for you. But what we need to do is make sure there's a little bit of band up over the top of your toe there. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of pressure on the band so we get a nice stretch along the calf muscle to start with. We want to sit up really tall, and then we're just going to press the ball of your foot into the band like so. You can see your feet now, so you want to keep that alignment really straight and neutral, and then you're going to fold the toes forward into the band. We're going to start then by pulling the toes back and then releasing the whole ankle. Nice. So you're going to not worry about the other foot, of course, just about the working foot. Press the ball of your foot in and then fold those toes forward. And then we pull the toes back and then the whole ankle. Nice. As you press the ball of your foot into the band here, you can splay your toes nice and wide and fold the foot forward. Then you're going to pull the toes back and followed by the whole ankle. Good. We're going to do this in turnout as well, so you can turn out both your feet if you're managing to sit up. Like this is also a postural exercise if you've got both feet sticking straight out in front of you. Same exercise, this time just a little bit of turnout from the hips, of course, not just from the ankles. The other foot can be relaxed or flexed or whatever makes you Feel at ease. And we'll do one more. Ball of the foot, followed by the toes, then just the toes, and then the whole foot. Nice. We're going to swap over to the other side. Just wrap the band, same space, same place. You need a little bit of band poking out the top. Of course, we'll start in parallel, shoulders back, sitting up as tall as you can, lifting right up out of those sit bones. All right, so we start with our stretch. Make sure that band feels secure on your foot there. I'm actually going to just move my foot in so it's easier for you to see. Okay, so you're going to press the ball of your foot into the band and then fold the toes forward. Then we come back with the toes and the whole foot. If you like, you can lift that whole heel up off the floor, but it's not really necessary. Push the ball of your foot forward and then fold those toes, pulling the toes back, followed by the whole ankle. Beautiful. Just noticing how different it feels side to side. Maybe one foot feels tighter than the other. And we'll do another one here before turning out our leg. All right, same thing. We're just going to move on to a little bit of turnout here. From the hip, of course, reset the body. Ball of the foot, and the toes, toes, then the whole foot. Ball of the foot, and the toes, toes, and the whole foot. Ball of the foot, toes, toes, and whole foot. Last one. Ball of the foot, toes, toes, and whole foot. Nice, just release that one there. Just stick your feet out in front, have a little wriggle around, see how they feel. Hopefully a lot better and a lot different than they did before. We're gonna make our way up to standing. So we're gonna try and do that without any hands on the ground. I'm gonna go this way. Of course, if you know another way, please feel free to do it. But the idea is that we don't put our hands on the ground for support unless we need to. Finishing now the way we started, standing up tall. Big breath in, rolling down, bending the knees. We're just doing 3 roll downs. Fingertips hit the floor, big breath in here. Exhale, rolling up. Breath in at the top. Exhale, lifts you all the way to the floor. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, rolling up. Keeping those knees bent until we return to standing. Just enables us to get a really nice curve of that lower back. Rolling up. And we're all done. Thanks so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.